And you should know how we rocking, man. It's your boy DeAndre Hoover, nigga, from Motivation of Bad. You know how I'm repping the Los Angeles motherfucking Lakers, nigga. Already know my prediction coming from this upcoming season, man. We're gonna get Kyrie, and the AD's gonna stay healthy. We got my boy Bron, that big three. We're gonna win the championship 2022-23. Calling it.
All right, so it's just a very biased Lakers fan.
I mean,
Who is
is
that?
he
Who
biased
is
or
that?
is he just telling the truth?
No,
But
TK, he's biased. He said that AD was going to be healthy all season. Come on now,
Oh yeah, that's
we
not
we
gonna
all
happen.
we all
That's
know
not gonna
that's not
happen.
happening,
Yeah, that's
buddy.
not gonna happen. But they can win the championship if they get Kyrie. I think that makes them a legitimate finals contending team. I think it makes them a legit threat, bro, for a championship.
I mean,
Kyrie
I
Irving, LeBron
definitely
James
agree
is what
that
they are.
they'll become a championship
what?
contender with Kyrie, but I mean, the rest of what he said, with AD being healthy,
Yeah,
I
no, I
just
don't.
don't
I don't
see
agree
that.
with that at all. That's just not gonna happen.
Who is this guy's name?
I think it's DeAndre.
DeAndre.
Um, I'm not
He
sure if
used
that's
to be
DeAndre
in the
or
chat.
Sweeter. Oh,
Uh,
he used
uh,
to be in the chat. Okay.
Remember the
Well,
Bucks fan and the Lakers fan? Dre. You probably
The
don't.
Who's fan? What
He
else?
was a
You said Lake?
he was a Bucks and Lakers fan.
Oh hell no, yeah. That's dead. How the
what?
hell you a Bucks and Lakers fan?
that's
What?
that's the work.
I
I don't
mean,
even
you're a
agree.
Lakers fan and a Broncos fan, so I mean, come on now.
Yeah, but that
Not like
okay.
this.
Probably
First
just
of
somebody
all,
who
you
follows
you just
Tom Brady
compared
and follows
NFL
LeBron
to
James, like
Man,
Tolo.
No.
let's move on to our hot takes because I mean, hot take was I don't know, it was kind of lukewarm to me. Let's start with our hot takes though. We're gonna start with you, Tolu. What's your hot take for the week?
All right. I'm not trolling this tape at all.
oh
This is
brother,
this
that
is
means you're
me
about to troll.
'That means
100%
you're
being
definitely about to
serious.
troll. So
Yeah,
what
that
is
means
it?
No,
you're
no,
about
no,
to
no, no.
troll.
I'm being serious. I'm not trolling this tape. This is me being 100% serious. Since you guys interrupted me trying to put my top 10 quarterbacks in at number 3, I'm going to say a hot take that will blow your guys' mind, okay? Lamar Jackson is the most disrespected NFL player in NFL history. That's why I said it. When I first saw this list, I thought it was a troll. I thought someone photoshopped something because ain't no way you put a top 10 list in quarterbacks in the NFL that doesn't include Lamar Jackson. Hold on one second. Let me read you guys this stat. Okay, let me read you guys this stat. Okay. Lamar Jackson, before he got injured, was top 10 in rushing, had the Baltimore Ravens in first place in the AFC, was leading the league in throwing outside the numbers for you stupid motherfuckers in ESPN that say he can.
Why would you name his rushing numbers as the first thing about him? Why would you name rushing first? That was a terrible. That was terrible.
Why
That
would
was
he
terrible
name
way to
throwing
lead off.
outside the
Why
numbers?
would
That's
you?
not a
Why?
stat
Yeah,
that's
that's not a
calculated.
stat that counts. Totally, you're naming stuff that would
Throwing outside,
literally
Tolu,
like.
I was on board with your point until you said throwing
Yeah, and
outside the
yeah.
numbers.
No, I was on his point until he started off. The first thing you have to say about your quarterback is his rushing. That's a problem, bro. Why would that be the first thing, bro? Like
If
what?
that's the first thing
I
that you
get
have to
what you're saying.
mention when bringing up your oh sorry, I almost said running back, your quarterback, then
Wow.
maybe he isn't maybe the most disrespected player in the league. Maybe he is right where he should be, Tolu. Look, we're not saying that Lamar Jackson is his bad quarterback. All we're saying is what has Lamar Jackson done to be regarded as one of the best top 3 quarterbacks in the league? Because as far as I'm concerned, outside of that MVP, he was hurt all of last year. He's never been past the divisional round, and he constantly has, yes, zero
Oh,
weapons.
wait. So he hasn't been past the divisional round, but Justin Herbert is ahead of him, who has not made the playoffs at all.
And that's why,
At all.
But see Tolu.
that's
But
why
see
I don't
Tolu.
have Herbert over Lamar. I don't have
Exactly.
Herbert over Lamar.
But
Nobody
what the
does.
They only
ESPN and
put
those NFL
Herbert over him
executives
because he
don't
didn't
think
get
so.
hurt.
Let's move on to the next person. Sean, what's your hot take for this week?
Still feeling a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. I think we need to have a conversation about Pete Carroll. The head coach of the Seattle Seahawks is the most overrated and washed up coach in the NFL. He shouldn't still be coaching. He should have been fired last offseason. Maybe even should have been fired a few years ago. I do think this is his last season as the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. Maybe in the entire NFL. I don't know why anyone would hire him after what he's put on the field the last few years. I think he's overrated. Hasn't been good in years. His time is up. He needs to retire.
You know, I fuck with this hot take, number one. But secondly, like, we don't see typically college head coaches who've had success in, college football have a successful career in the NFL. Pete Carroll was that one exception. He won a Super Bowl, got back to a Super Bowl, and lost it again at the 1 yard line. I really think that, while the teams he was, coaching were great, Pete Carroll himself has shown that if he doesn't have that level of talent around him, he's just simply not that guy. And, it really was downhill from, I think, I realized that Pete Carroll just needs to retire in the Seahawks' last playoff game. I believe it was against the LA Rams. And it wasn't this past season, of course, but it was a season before that they lost a playoff game at home to a division rival that didn't even go on to win the Super Bowl that year. Pete Carroll, he is the part of the problem when it comes to the identity crisis that the Seahawks are having. They want to be this rebuilding team, yet they have a head coach that still wants to win now because he's in his 70s at this point. It's just not going to happen. And I mean, I don't know who becomes the next head coach for the Seahawks, but I agree with you, Shawn. Pete Carroll needs to go. Let's move on now to Gianni for your hot take.
Okay, my hot take is going to be NFL related. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, this could be a pretty good hot take. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have a chance in December to compete for a wild card spot. I'll tell you guys.
Was I not saying this months back and y'all clowned me? Gianni sees the vision.
Yeah, I can see it.
That nigga needs glasses.
Honestly, this is why I think. Look, I think the coach, Doug Peterson, is the perfect fit for Trevor Lawrence. I think that team has some pieces that I like, and I just don't know. I feel like, like the NFL has these surprise teams that come out from nowhere, and I just see this team, Jacksonville, that with who was the coach again? The last coach, I forgot his name.
Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer, yeah, he was awful. Like, they need to get rid of him and actually get a coach that can actually help these young guys. And I think Doug Peterson is the right guy for them. And in that division too, you got the Texans rebuilding. You got the Titans. I think they're going to take a step back. Indy, we'll see with Matt Ryan how they do. They got a chance to finish second in that division and compete for Walker. I'm not saying they're going to get into the playoffs, but they're going to be competing for Walker's spot.
They're going to be one of those teams in the hunt. I can definitely see that if everything goes according to plan with the Jags.
No.
100%
No.
can see that.
I could see them winning
Yes.
9 games.
No.
8-9 games.
Yes.
What?
8
What?
or 9. Yeah, 8 or 9
8 or
games.
9.
Trey, you hearing this right now, bro? Are you hearing this?
If,
right
I
if
don't know.
that's the
now? Are you
ceiling,
hearing this right now?
I
No.
think that's the ceiling.
TK. It's just their Eagles bias because they got Doug Peterson as their head coach now in Jacksonville. That's literally all it is.
Okay,
Doug Peterson
maybe it
going
is a little bit biased, but Doug Pearson is a far better option than Urban Meyer. Trevor Lawrence is finally going to have a decent head coach that actually knows what he's doing now. Plus, that head coach he has now is a former quarterback in the league, so he knows what it's like. He's going to have Travis Etienne this year, which he didn't have last year. He's going to have a solid running back core alongside Etienne. He has weapons with Christian Kirk added this past offseason, and they added on to the defense as well. with their
Christian
first
Kirk
round
is
pick,
decent,
number
but
one
he's
overall
not a
pick.
weapon.
My thing is I just can't see, at least not in year one. I can't see them being better than the Colts or the Titans.
Let's go down to you, TK, for your hot take of the week.
All right, so my hot take of the week is going to be in basketball. It's going to be pretty short and simple. With all this KD mess going on, he has 4 years on his contract. All right, 34 years old. By the time this contract finishes, he'll be 38 because he doesn't have a no trade clause. So here's my hot take. When Kevin Durant finally gets traded, whether it's to the Raptors, whether it's to the Heat, whether it's to the Suns, okay? Kevin Durant has won his last championship as an NBA player on the Warriors. I don't think Kevin Durant will ever win another championship in the NBA, bro. I think the West is getting a lot tougher if he goes there. I think the East has definitely gotten a lot tougher. Tough to the point to where I think the East is now better than the West. And here's my thing, bro. Kevin Durant, ever since he had that injury with the Warriors, nothing has happened with his game. I'm not worried about what's going to happen with his game. But can we all admit that Kevin Durant has been very, very injured the past 2-3 years? It's always, I mean, every year he has an injury, whether he's sitting out a week, whether he's sitting out a month, or whether he's sitting out 2 games, 4 games. To whereas before that, we saw Kevin Durant damn near play a full season. I think being 34 and dealing with those injuries, I don't think Kevin Durant is ever going to win another championship in the NBA. I don't care where he ends up, bro.
So I have a question to you because I agree with this hot take. Do you think he ever makes it back to a NBA Finals?
If he's on the Heat, I think that's the one team he could get to the finals. But it's really going to depend on the opponent. Because there's a couple of teams I don't think he would if it's some teams in the West that you're asking me, I don't think he'd beat the Warriors. I don't think that he'd beat that Warriors team. The Nuggets with Jamal Murray, I think I'm taking that team. Hell, even the Grizzlies with another year with all the playoff experience they just got, I think they're going to take a huge step this year. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think they're going to take a huge step this year, and they're only going to continue to get better. Lakers with Kyrie, I mean, I can keep naming teams here. So I think the Heat have a chance to get their PC, yes, but it's definitely going to be tough. I mean, you got teams. I mean, you got up and coming teams like the Pistons. The Bulls are going to be good. Boston just got better. I completely agree with your take because the Celtics were the team that I was going to pick for the biggest W in the off season. So the Celtics, Sixers. I mean, the East is definitely going. It's not going to be easy. With Kevin Durant being 34, it's definitely, like I said, it's not going to be as easy as it was with the Warriors. It's not going to be as easy as it was with the OKC Thunder. He was young. Now he's 34 years old, dealing with the injury. And I just personally think that it's also going to, and then you also got to keep in consideration, PC, that's going to take time for him to get, what's the word I'm looking for? To get used to his new team. Also, kind of got to get accustomed to that. So, and that's just another year. So let's say that takes another year. Now he's 35. You know what I'm saying? So age is going to be very important. And I think his age, if Kevin Durant was like 31, 32, I wouldn't be saying this right now. But Kevin Durant being 34, I still think he's going to be, when he's on the court, he's going to be the best player on the floor. I still think he's going to be that good. But I'm just saying injuries are definitely, Kevin Durant's never going to play more than 70, 60 games probably in a season. I think I can honestly say that with confidence.
So
yeah.
Trey, your hot take for this week.
Well, real quick, so we can get up out of here. My hot take for this week. I've said it before, and after the last 2 games against the Yankees and the Red Sox, I'm going to continue to say it, Gianni, TK, Tolu, even though they don't claim you. Listen closely to these words. The Red Sox have just given away the blueprint on how to defeat the almighty Yankees. We are rivals. This is a known fact. We're rivals. We always have great matchups whenever we play. But when it's time for y'all to get into the postseason, we've seen this happen many times. It's been happening since 2010. Oh, you recorded me? Okay, that's cool. Record this. I don't care. The Yankees are not going back to the World Series. It's done for them. I think that I told you. They'll fizzle out later on in the year when it actually matters. You guys are on too much of a hot streak to keep this rolling. I know you guys just coming off 2 back-to-back L's, but the way you guys are playing right now, it's hard to maintain. And I think that one of these teams in the ALCS, well, not ALCS, in the AL East, maybe us, maybe, high chance, it could also be in another division. The Houston Astros, don't sleep on them. And then the Rays, who are still, the Rays are in this year, but I wouldn't sleep on them either. I think they just beat us tonight. So it's always tough in the division, but you have to watch out for the Houston Astros, the Boston Red Sox, maybe a Tampa Rays. It's just too much. And I don't think you guys are capable of overcoming. I don't think you guys are capable of overcoming the odds and keeping this rolling. It's very tough. It's very tough to do.
I understand
Gianni,
it's very tough.
Gianni, let me ask you a question, then I'll let you go, bro. Why is it that literally, so let me get this straight. So when we suck, like last year, right? When we suck,
Yeah.
you complain, right? And you say, oh, Yankees can't do this, Yankees can't do that.
Yeah.
We're literally the best team in MLB right now. And you're still telling us we suck. So when we suck, we suck. When we're the best, we still suck. Trey, there's no winning with you, bro.
I didn't
There
say
is no winning
y'all
with
sucked.
you.
I didn't say y'all sucked. I just
Go
said
ahead, Gianni.
I said it would fizzle out. It will fizzle out at some point. I didn't say y'all sucked.
The difference between this team than the past 6 years really is the pitching is so much better. The defense is so much better. 1 through 5 in the lineup can score runs outside of the home run ball. They find different ways to beat you. And the only issue we have is the bottom of the lineup that we're gonna probably get 2 hitters in the deadline that's gonna help our the bottom of the lineup. And for the American League, honestly, the American League this season, outside of Houston and us, I feel like is pretty weak this season because
Sleep. The blue.
I'm not saying we're sleeping on any team, but the thing is, I just don't know. Like the teams in our division, Boston, Toronto, and Tampa, those teams. I know Boston beat us, the last 2 games, but all those teams have so many more flaws, like than Houston and New York right now.
Gianni, let me ask you this question, then we can end it. All right. If let's just say the Yankees don't win the World Series this year. I know last year all you guys was blaming Aaron Boone for y'all's situation or whatever. Who do y'all blame this year? Because you still have Aaron Boone. You still have you're having the best season of any team in the league right now. So who would y'all end up blaming
honestly,
if y'all
I don't think nobody gets blamed.
I don't think you blame anybody because you literally you had. Go ahead, Gianni. Go ahead. I was going to say the same thing. I don't think you blame anybody, but go ahead.
I think I will blame Cashman because he didn't do enough resources with the bottom of the lineup. Because the bottom of the lineup is struggling, and if you don't get the right hitters in the deadline, then it's gonna go on him that why you didn't improve the bottom of the line. We don't need like an all-star type of hitter to come in the bottom of the line. We just need like productive guys, basically.
But for my hot take this week, and God, I really want y'all to not take this the wrong way. In my humble opinion, I've been thinking about it. If Jalen Hurts takes the next step up, as he should this upcoming season, I'm not saying he is going to be better than Kyler Murray. I don't think he's better than Kyler Murray right now. But I think the levels between the two are going to be closer than what most people would think when comparing Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray. Meaning that, like, Jalen Hurts is not far off from being as good as Kyler Murray is, as many people think that Kyler Murray is. Because a lot of people think that Jalen Hurts is just a very good runner, which he is. He's a above average quarterback. If he can take the next step to becoming a much better quarterback this upcoming season, I don't see why many people should. Don't be surprised if more people put Jalen Hurts over Kyler Murray in the next offseason if Jalen Hurts takes that next step this season.
Real quick,
What's that?
this.
Okay, what's that next step? Explain what that is to you. Like when you say that, what do you mean by
I say
The
so
passing
I
game?
say that next step is improving definitely as a passer because
that? Okay, so
he's
is it
not
throwing?
as great as a
So
passer.
okay,
He
so
has to
PC.
help. He has to help the
So first,
Eagles make the playoffs too, as
okay,
well.
Which
Which is
I
another
think
all right.
y'all can
So
because the
PC, let me ask you
is
one
not as
question,
strong.
and then I'll let Trey go. So give me a perfect season for Jalen Hurts, percentage wise, completion percentage wise, passing, touchdowns, interceptions.
I'll say 3,000 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and a completion percentage of about 76%.
Okay, if he does that, 37 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, over 3,000 yards. Well, first of all, he's going to have more than 3,000 yards if he throws 37 touchdowns. But if he does that, bro, absolutely 100% I agree with your hot take. It's
I'm
actually not as
factoring in
it's not
because
as crazy as I thought it was at first until you explain what the stats would be. I needed to hear the stats. But yeah, if he
yeah,
does that, bro, I mean, first of all, the Eagles are going to that's Jalen Hurts doing that. That's an Eagles team that has 11, maybe 12 wins this season, first of all, if he can put those type of numbers up. Because the weapons that are around him are insane, bro. And then also, I think that people aren't talking about the defensive additions enough for the Eagles. But I personally think Eagles are going to, I already said, I think Eagles are going to win 10 games. I think they're going to win the division. I think they'll be in the playoffs with like that 5th or 6th seed. I think they're going to be that legit. But yeah, bro, Jalen Hurts takes that step because right now, you're absolutely right. Jalen Hurts right now is not better than Kyler Murray at all. And anybody who says that is just completely
I agree.
biased or just a huge Jalen Hurts fan. But yeah, definitely. If Jalen
And
Hurts was to
even
have that type of season, that would be insane, bro.
and even if Hertz has like the dream season that I wish for him to have, I don't even think a lot of people would still like. I think a lot of people would still pick Kyler Murray over Jalen Hurts. All I'm saying
I
is
wouldn't.
the comparison, the levels between the two, they would start to close in, and a lot of people would start putting Jalen Hurts over Kyler Murray.